We are only giving them 10 minutes because they are not even in our program. Yeah? Yeah? Then we can come and wait. Senators Karibu, then usher in the Chavos community to sit right behind Senator Wambua'S and Senator Ojienda. And not everybody. Sergeant at arms, they must select a small group. We don't want the drama of people coming to sing here.
But now,
Are you alone, Senator? Or Senator Ojienda? There was an indication that you are
mystified.
You are talking
mystified.
Ojienda.
Why don't you allow us to listen to a Jamus then, as you wait for your colleagues? Find out where they are.
but maybe they are not presenting together.
Chair,
They are all separate.
We were informed, Senator Wambua'S.
I need to be guided.
Yeah?
I need to be guided. I'm here on account of a memorandum that I sent to this team.
And in our meeting last week, we proposed, and I think it's Senator Mwingi who told us that there is a bicameral issue on the bicameral parliament that you are coming to present together with Ladama and Senator Tom Ojienda, because for the other individual member of parliament's memoranda, we had resolved to interact with the memoranda and avoid the face-to-face engagements, since we have not also accorded the same to other Kenyans. And we said in the spirit of fairness to other Kenyans, we interact with your memoranda just like we interact with all other Kenyans' memoranda, unless it is a group, and that's why we were convinced by Senator Mwingi there was a bicameral issue that you have to present together with Senator Ojienda and Senator Olekina. Just like we have a group of 27 members of parliament addressing the issue of proposed counties, and I know your memoranda also touched on a proposed county of Mwingi. I'll probably propose, if it is that's the issue you are here on, probably it's fairer to join the other group so that we listen to you on the issue of bicameralism.
Chair, let me just intervene. Just first of all, for us to confirm whether the two other senators are there or not. But even if they are not there, since he has come at the time that we allotted for them, would they indulge him? Yes, for just a few minutes. Then we excuse him. Yeah.
No, you know the way Mheshimiwa Omar is putting this matter, we start on the wrong footing.
It's on the wrong
No, it's okay.
Omar is not on record. Maybe you respond to what I have said, and Honorable Pio.
Okay, let me go on record.
Yeah.
Co-chair, first of all, I'm happy that you've invited me to make a presentation to this team. Those conversations that you had with the team about then what it is that I'll come and present on were not communicated to me.
Okay.
So if you had an internal communication amongst yourselves and you did not inform me, it would be very unfair, Co-chair, to expect that I have come from Kitui to make a point on Mwingi County. Wait, I listen to you, wait. To make a point on Mwingi County,
Yes.
then you tell me
Senator,
I have to wait for my colleagues.
I just want confirmation from the Secretariat that that was not communicated, because that are the instructions we gave. Emigen, is he here?
In an event, Chair, since we had agreed we hear him, let's just hear him. Avoid those other things, and let's
We hear you?
Yeah.
10 minutes? We have a whole list, Senator.
Hey, that's okay. I'll make it 5 minutes.
Please, we would be happy if it was even 5.
That's okay. So I thank the team for inviting me, and as I said, my presentation is on a proposal that I sent to this team on a constitutional matter in relation to the creation of Mwingi County. Our co-chairs, for the information of this team, this is not a conversation that started yesterday. It's a matter that I've been engaged in since 2019. Those of your colleagues who sat with me in the Senate between 2017 and 2022 will remember that I brought this proposal to the Senate, and that time actually Omogeni was the chair of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. When we were accorded an opportunity to present memoranda to the then BBI, I made the same presentation. And so I will take you through what it is that I'm thinking, and I will leave the final decision to the team. Co-chairs, I am guided by Article 6 of the Constitution of Kenya, Article 6.1, that provides that the territory of Kenya is divided into the counties specified in the first schedule. By that statement alone, it should be noted that the drafters of the Constitution were alive to the fact that there is no magic number in number 47. That the first schedule can be amended to create more counties or even to reduce the number of counties. So on the basis of that chapter 6.1 of the Constitution, I do make a presentation on a proposal to create a second county in Kitui called Mwingi. My idea, co-chairs, is what I would call authentic. It's an original, authentic idea. I do understand, as you have mentioned, co-chair, there is also a caucus of members of the National Assembly who are also pushing the agenda of creating additional counties in this country. Respectively, Mr. Chairman, a lot of that, again, is a Me Too attitude, that now that some people are asking for counties, will also ask for additional counties. My idea is authentic in the sense that, Mr. Chairs, the genesis of the creation of counties in this country under the 2010 Constitution was informed by a decision in Naivasha that the districts that had been created and gazetted around 1992-93 would be given a county status. At that time, co-chairs, there were 48 districts that were created up to and including 92-93. What the mistake was, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairs, is that the districts that were created around the same time that Mwingi district was created from Kitui district, including Tharaka-Nithi from Meru, and Makueni from Machakos, were given county status because they had been gazetted as districts. Unfortunately, at creation, Mwingi district was not immediately gazetted. And for that reason, we lost out on a county status. The chairs, it is the same challenge that I found when I was elected the senator of Kitui County, that Kitui County had lost out on benefiting from the equalization fund because, again, of technical issues. It took my personal intervention in the offices of the CRA to argue that it would look bad in the eyes of an ordinary Kenyan to hear that some sections in Kiambu and Nyeri and Murang'a are benefiting from the equalization fund, and not a single area in Kitui had been listed to benefit from the equalization fund. And that is how then the formula of moving from classifying marginalized areas in regard to counties was changed, and now they started looking at areas, villages, locations, where then you would have pockets of marginalization for counties to begin to benefit from the equalization fund. Co-chairs, my proposal is an attempt to cure an injustice vested and visited on the people of Mwingi, and by extension the entire Lower Eastern region, on account of a failure by the Office of the Attorney General to gazette a district. And I am urging this committee, the National Dialogue Committee, not to grant the invitation from any quarter to be bystanders as the people of Mwingi continue to suffer this injustice. Co-chairs and members, the object of this proposal, which I have presented to you, is to amend the Constitution of Kenya and to ensure that resources and services are brought closer to the people by splitting the expansive Kitui County into 2 counties. For the information of these members and for the record, the distance between the southern farthest end of Kitui, which is Athi Town, to the farthest northern end of Kitui, which is Usweni, is 350 kilometers. The distance from Bomet to Nairobi, traversing Narok County, Nakuru County, Kiambu County, and Nairobi, is 228 kilometers. So as you travel from Bomet to Nairobi, you have only covered half of Kitui County. And the beauty of our county is that it is settled all over. You wouldn't say that there are regions in Kitui County that have no settlements. So the distance to service, to take service to the people in the farthest end of the county is a challenge to the administrators, and that is why we are asking this committee, if and when, because I believe that there will be an opportunity to open the Constitution, if then that opportunity is availed, then you should consider correcting the injustice, the technicality on Mwingi. And I'm saying that we have 3 constituencies in Mwingi, which is Mwingi Central, Mwingi West, and Mwingi North, and a total number of 15 wards, which would constitute a county either from Kitui, with a population of about 450,000 people, according to the 2019 annual census report. The Speaker, the Chair, as I move towards closure, there have been arguments against this push, and you heard them on the floor. There are people who will argue that it is too expensive to create an additional county. There are others who argue that why Kitui and not X or Y county. My response to that, co-chairs, is that anybody arguing about the expenses of creating a new county is just being unrealistic. And if you think then democracy is expensive, we could try anarchy. There is nothing in expenses that should stop a people, a population, from enjoying the benefits of devolution. Because we have comparative jurisdiction, co-chairs. We have counties in this country that are much, much, much smaller than the proposed Mwingi County, much smaller. I could mention just 2 or 3 of them. Kirinyaga County, with a landmass of 1,479 square kilometers, is a county. In fact, I make this joke, co-chairs, about Kirinyaga County, that the county is so small, and I'm not saying that they should be denied their status, no. They're so small that even the Catholic Church has not established a diocese in Kirinyaga. It is administered from Muranga, and yet they have a county status. You go to Lamu with 2 constituencies. Go to Isiolo with 2 constituencies. You go to Samburu with 3 constituencies. Tharaka-Nithi, which is even smaller than Kirinyaga, with 3 constituencies. Co-chairs, it is my submission. I see the co-chair wants to interrupt me. You can.
Thank you. Not to interrupt, I was just prompting you to wind up, as I also noted that you are avoiding mentioning Nyamira, which is in your document, because Senator Okongo is here.
I have not mentioned Nyamira, I have not mentioned Mombasa, I have not mentioned Vihiga. I said I mentioned just a few of them. Nyamira happens to be one of those that I did not mention.
Senator Wambu'a, you are cleverly avoiding Nyamira.
No.
Because Senator Okongo Mugeni here.
No. He knows you don't roll that way. He knows very well. So,
if you can wind up, please.
Let me wind up. My proposal, co-chairs, comes complete with a proposed draft amendment bill. It's attached to my proposal. And for the ease of reference, the only thing that we're looking at doing is actually amending only 3 sections of the Constitution. Article 97 of the Constitution, that makes reference to 47 women representatives. We change that to read 48. Article 98, which makes reference to 47 senators, we move to 48. And the same article 98B, the clause dealing with 16 nominated as women senators, because this proposal actually even cures on the gender representation. So we move from 16 nominated senators to 18 women, and then of course amending the first schedule.
Thank you, Senator, since the proposal is attached. Okay. Members,
Just
Sophia.
a small clarification.
Aaron,
Senator
I think we'll
Wambu'a.
leave it at that.
And thank you very much, Senator, for this very, very precise and concise presentation, and done so eloquently. Just one issue, for record purposes, if in your view, such an amendment would require a referendum or not, just that only, and then just a light note on the issue of the Catholic dioceses. You know, even Siaya County is administered under one diocese together with Kisumu, despite them being too big.
It must be very small.
You know, Wambua'S is a Catholic, so let us.
Certainly is not a Catholic.
He's not Catholic.
That I have to
He's
say.
there, I see. Yeah, I see.
Yes.
So I'm
I
not
think
sure
that
whether the
issue-
idea that else is in Siaya or in Kirinyaga. I don't.
Thank you.
I sure do know they have a couple of churches. I'm not sure. But yeah, I know. Thank you, Chair, and thanks, Senator Wambu'a, for finding time to come. Now, I know how passionate you are about this particular cause. And my question to you is not to the people of Kitui specifically, and you who's a representative, but it's a wholesome team that appears before us. You're here, right behind you are people from Ilchamus in Baringo County and spread out in other counties in Kenya. We have previously listened to about 2 or 3 others, and tomorrow we listen to 27 colleagues of ours who are on a similar quest. So therefore, I don't want you to take this question as either opposition or support to you, the quest that you have, but it's just to help appreciate and see if you do appreciate the economic situation that the country finds itself in, and how do you plead given that there is statistics out there, Senator. First of all, number one, to argue for or against this long debate that we've had from 1963 on population versus land size. Because if the people of Kirinyaga were here as well, just to use as an example, they'd say that for half the population of what they have, close to almost 650,000 people, against your population by 2019 statistics of 1.1, they get only 50% of the allocation that you get to administer and do the same. I could even make it better and say, my own people, the people of Kericho, same number in size, 1 million population, our county shareable allocation is somewhere upwards of 6 billion. Yours is 10 point something billion. And therefore I could push a case and say, on account of population alone, it deserves to be similar. Therefore, it's a very complex debate, which when we have the challenge, and the reason why I'll ask you this, and perhaps not any other of the groups that have presented, is because you're a leader, we sit together in Senate, and you understand the intrigues and the difficulties that the country continues to face. Wouldn't you propose rather a way and means of ensuring that services get closer to your people, more than just creation of an administrative unit? And you know this, Senator Wambu'a, that in all our 47 counties presently, and this is something that we need to consider in Senate in the next coming days, all our counties are in violation of Section 25 of the PFM Act. There is none that is devoting more than 30% of their shareable revenue to development. So therefore, what you end up doing is that when you create additional counties, you're giving jobs to perhaps a maximum of 1,000, 2,000 people, but what eventually gets as actual development to the people that you're seeking is only 20% of that. Haven't you thought of maybe of another way other than just creation of a county, of trying to ensure that your people get justice? I thank you, Chair.
Yes, Senator, we'll allow you to quickly respond to those two.
Yes, I will. Let me begin with
I need to say this before you do that. You're quite right. The Attorney General Emeritus was sitting there before you, actually confirmed that he was the violator. He's the one who gave the list in order to break the stalemate, because some were asking for 100, others 18, and others. So he really used like a rule of the thumb and said those which were which had been gazetted as districts. And although Mwingi was announced, I remember that, about the same time the Rakanedi was given the district status, yeah, and Makueni, and Mwingi was just not gazetted. It's really, you're quite right in saying the Office of the Attorney General let down the people of Mwingi, because that was a criterion that was being used. So I want just to agree with you on that score.
Thank you, party leader. It feels good when your party leader agrees with you. Now I can deal with the rest. On the matter of the referendum, yes. I think because this will touch on the structure of devolution, then it's a question that should go to the people and let the people of Kenya decide whether it is something they want to do. I'm very clear about that. On the matter of what Senator Cheruiyot is asking, who is also my leader in the Senate, two things. One, he brings in the argument that I started with, the Me Too argument, that if you create Mwingi County, then other people will say, Me Too, and will give their reasons. But I am convinced, and my party leader has borne me out, that the reason why we don't have Mwingi County today is not because another person was given a county. It is because somebody slept on their job. The Attorney General did not gazette Mwingi County alongside Tharaka Nithi and Makueni. And on that account, now the people of Mwingi will continue to suffer injustice because of the mistake of one person. That's the way I look at it. Secondly, Senator Cheruiyot, this country is defined, Kenya is defined as its citizens and its land. And that's why a lot of presidents will say, we will not cede an inch to anyone, because land is important. So land mass is as important to this country as the population is. So the argument that there are people that have huge populations and small pieces of land, in my case, does not arise, because then what you lose in land mass, you gain in population. And what you lose in population, then you gain in land mass. And as I conclude, I say this. Devolution, Honorable Tim, devolution has actually been hijacked at county headquarters. The drafters of this constitution, and that's why they are leaving that Article 6 open. They did not envisage a situation where, when you create a county headquarters, now that is the end of devolution, things now should work properly from there. No. That should have been the beginning of it. That we should evolve further to wards, to constituencies. And by extension, then this one county, just one county in this country, Mwingi, that was denied a right by the mistake of one person. I will leave it to you to decide whether you want just to say they lost, then let them live with it, or you may want to correct that injustice on account of the fact that we all agree, and the AG Emeritus was here, as you've told me, he has confirmed that it is him that did not gazette Mwingi. I rest my case.
Thank you, Senator. And it is indeed true. He was seated right where you are seated, and he made that concession. We hear you and sympathize with not you only, but the people of Mwingi and many other Kenyans who feel that there is some element of injustice. But that is why we are here. We will consider yours and those of other Kenyans. Asante. Na kwaheri if you are traveling back to Kitui County. Or is it to Kuisha? You're doing badly. I thought you'll invite me for lunch. and unfortunately, Senator, and it's good because the fourth estate are here. And I saw the nation accuse this committee of gobbling up 100 million shillings. And I heard, I think over the weekend, someone saying that we are sipping expensive tea and champagne. We unfortunately have no facilities. We are here to get a shilling. Even the waters and the conference facilities, we are here courtesy of a well-wisher, one of our civil society organizations that have been meeting the conferencing facility costs, including our teas and light meals when we have a long day like today. But unfortunately, because of you and the Ilchamus and Public Service Commission who are here, we are not even able to break for lunch.
That's okay. Chair, Ajay, let me help you there, because then it's a problem. And let's confirm to media, because I sat in this committee the first team. And to be honest to this country, there is no government money that is being spent on these things. It's a volunteer service. It's people doing this for the nation. So thinking that government is giving these people allowances or monies, I think we should disabuse ourselves of that notion and just allow Kenyans to do their job. They're just doing their job.
Thank you, Senator. We will request just